What's up, dudes, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we are viewers in the country called Burundi. You already know the drill. Let's dissect the flag. The Burundian flag makes a lot of symbols. The red represents might be the parties of that stuff, and the green represents the grass, and then the white represents peace. And the coat of arms of Burundi has a tiger and 3 black stripes on top of it, with a shield that is red and yellow, and unity / cavalry / progress, and that's the coastal seal. However, the country is located in East Africa, bordering Tanzania, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Rwanda. And it's a part of the African Union, like all African countries. We all know about that one. And Kingdom of Burundi from 1962 to 1966, which had a flower on the seal. And the Independence Square and Monument in Bujumbura might be a capital or to say, I don't know what it is currently. So the branches of the Second Congo War. So the allies of rebels was included of Burundi, Rwanda, and Uganda. And the view from the capital city, Bujumbura, in 2006. Pretty cool, huh? And there was presidential narratives. President Burundi's in 2005 and 2020. And the embassy in Burundi in Brussels, Belgium, and is divided up between the territories, which is Canuno, Magrani, Kanzo, Loidier, Mancha, Manca, Bruni, Russia, Bujumbura, Madre, and Bujumbura, which is the capital, and Macron, Gratwa, Country, Mancafania, Banzananta, Canadi, Chipio, Nigeria, and Kazari. And it's divided up into many territories. In the map of Burundi, which has a few settlements, which is Katras, Bansava, Banjabuni, and this mountain called Henshawa, and the town called Bruni, and town named Narturo, and a town named Magrana. And there was the hippos in the Kublai National Park in northwest Burundi, and the paternal representation Burundi's exports mostly coffee, gold, tea, and wheat flour. Bars are nitrous, titanium, vanillus, and chocolate and 1.6% is retro portions, and 1.11% is tier ores, skin ore is 0.9, and other mineral is 0.29, and others. And raw iron bars, which is 1.14% of the exports, and raw lead, which is 1.03%, and rock soda, which is 1.11%, beer, 1.1%, raw copper, 0.69, and the world's consumers, which is 0.42, and the soap, which we used on the shower, is 0.33. I don't understand why it's that, but okay. And Temra 0.33, and 10 is 0.25, and Chaywars 0.42, and cars are others. Delivery is 0.29, plastics 0.25. Yeah, they don't really do much except for gold, coffee, tea, and wheat flours, as we all know it. And historical government in the GDP per capita, you can see $600, seeing it rising up in 1990 and going down since 2000s. And then right here is in 2009, it used to look like this, with the 25% non-golden material and 34% green, and roasted coffee and coffee. Yes, they have coffee in here. We didn't know that until now. And they're fishermen in Lake Tonga, which is, it's landlocked, but has a lake. And it has the Bujumbura International Airport, which might be the busiest of them all. And bicycles are a popular transport in Burundi. Within it, culture and all the stuff capital, and there's other cities too. In Gonchara, then there's football, which is soccer, called the United States. And that's basically the country of the theorization. By the way, let's theorize the country, shall we? Their capital, Georgia, which is political, and yep, that's right, Burundi, which is their economic capital. Yes, I'm talking about not one, but two capitals in one country. But their largest city is Burundi, of course. And their official language is Kurdish and French. And their ethnic groups are 85% Hutu, and 14% are Tutsi, and 1% are Tawa, and 3,000 Europeans, and 2,000 South Asians. And their religion is 91.5% Christian, and 65.3% are Roman Catholic, 26.2% are other Christians, and 5.5% are traditional faiths, 2.1% is Islam, and 0.2% are others, and none. And their developments are very singular and autonomy, which is plural. And their government is a unitarily domesticated party, presidential republic. And their president, Ansarez Navlani, since June 18th of 2020. And their vice president, Paswa Bonzana, since June 23rd of 2020. He also reigned before February 14th, 2014 until August 20th, 2015. And then their prime minister, Alan Bonzari, since June 23rd of 2020. And yes, they all on the same day because it's a presidential republic, dang it. And their legislators, the parliament, and the upper house is the senate, and their lower house is the National Assembly. In their established history, which the kingdom was established in 1680 through 1966. Yeah, I like that one. But anyways, it was an independent state throughout the time, and their capital was Gansha and Bonshana. And yeah, that's just basically the history of it. Had its own kingdom, part of it, and then it became a part of German East Africa, which was in Tanzania, Burundi, and Rwanda modern day today. And after World War I, it became a part of Belgium. And then it declared independence from Belgium in July 1st of 1962, Republic in November 28th of 1966, and the current constitution since May 17th of 2018. And their area total is 27,834 kilometers, or 10,747 square miles, making it 142nd in this list. And their water is about 10, and their population is about 11,865,821, making it 77th in 2020 estimate. And their density is about 401.6 kilometers, or 1,040.1 square miles, making it 20th in this list. And their GDP, on the top section of Wikipedia page, has $8.380 billion, and their per capita is 727, and the number is unknown. And their GDP in the animal is, in 2019 estimate, is about $573 billion, and their per capita is about 310. And their GNI is about 39.2, which is medium in this list. And their HDI is 0.433, which makes it low in this list as 185th. And their currency is a Burundian franc, or FBU, or BIF. And their time zone is just as the same as the rest of Egypt and the Democratic Republic of Congo, the east side of it. And Egypt, yeah, time zones get very confusing when you look to it. And their driving side is right. Speaking of that, let's theorize the country directly on its geography. Let's begin. So, there's the country, Burundi, and you can see the capital, Bujumbura, you see, there's nothing to do here except for this zoo right here, and this forest, the Independence, and it's reviewed 7 reviews on Google. Yeah, so it has its own highway system, which is red, and yeah, that's basically the capital Burundi, which is permanently closed, so sorry about that. And then there is the Cribline National Park between Banzaba and Manchama and Kaswa and Tripoli, and between the Rwandan border, of course. And there's Runtrai National Park, which leads to their main source, the Rabrai, and it leads through Regri and Kazari. But there's other states like here, like Kosovo, or even like Monkaba, and it leads to the Tanzanian border, of course. And it has only one lake and source system, which is the big lake of Lake Tabraz, which is between Burundi, DRC, and Tanzania, and Zambia. Yeah, that's a pretty big lake. And just to let you know, there's another capital, but it's smaller, and it only has one museum. And there's not much to do here except for the national parks and this Mount China Natural Reserve, which means it's a natural reserve in the country that you don't know about. So, unless you don't know geography, you probably don't know this country at all. But I'm theorizing to all of the people who don't know this country and make them know it and make sense, so that Burundi will become a country and its people. And yes, it still borders the DRC. Even in the lakes, they still border it. And they still have a border. Stuff like that. But there's this weird part, which is the river, which creates this huge mess right here. And some of it is not connected, which makes this awful but huge mess between the Tanzanian and Rwandan and Burundian border. Yeah, basically it. But I was wrong about the lakes. There's Lake Rwanda bordering Burundi and Rwanda, and Lake Conras between Burundi and Rwanda. Yes, that's an actual lake. I know about that. So that's all for Burundi, because it's a very small country, and plus it's quite diverse. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you have an amazing day, a great day, and I'll see you on Thursday.